Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today I'm going to be tying for you guys a soft tackle fly called a red ass. This little simple bug really catches fish, especially during hatches and whatnot. It's just a buggy looking deal, and I mean anything you can put partridge and peacock together with really does work very well. So today I'm going to be tying this on a Timco 3761. This is going to be in a size 14. This is probably about the biggest that I tied in, and I got a bead size to the hook. I don't normally put lead on this because I don't want it to sink so far too quickly. I like to kind of be able to have the option of, if I need to get it deeper, I'll just throw it up higher into the water column, or excuse me, higher up upstream to get let it get down. But if I want to be able to keep it more mid column, I can do so. So I'm going to start my red thread, and this is UTC 70. I'm going to kind of make a small little football down around this end, and it's not going to be a very thick one, just a small one. And I mean, this is pretty much the portion that gives it the name. Then from here, this is where I kind of differ mine slightly. I'm going to take some uni 8/0 in black and tie that in. And I've got it, either you can put it in a bobber, or you can just take a section of it. I'm actually just going to take a section of it. You can just take a section of it, and what this is going to be used for is this is going to be used to counter rib whenever I tie in the peacock, to just give it some strength. I don't put any wire in here or anything like that, so this is the counter rib that peacock. And then I'm just going to take some loose peacock hurl. I'm using about 5 strands, nice big bulky 5-6 strands. I want this thing to be good and plump. Make sure this bug definitely looks like it has not missed a meal. I'm going to take these strands and I'm going to kind of push them up into that bead to help seat it all the way at the front, and then bring it on back to where the start of that football was, and make nice touching wraps all the way back up to the front. Now with my peacock, I'm going to take it and I'm going to wrap it towards me in touching turns all the way up the shank. Now whenever you wrap something towards you, what you want to make sure of when you tie off is that, as you can see in my material hand, I'm going to pull this opposite to where my thread is. So you can see down at the bottom that my thread is pulled towards the hook point, and then I'm going to also pull this to the hook point so that whenever I cross, I make a perpendicular wrap of thread over those materials, and then I'll make one right behind it. Now I'm going to repeat that, so I'll have to switch hands just real easily. So you can see now I'm going to go perpendicular across those materials again, and that's going to bind it down without it really loosening it up too much. And since we left that little bit of space right behind the bead, as I make those wraps, I'm not building up too much bulk right back here, making it really funky whenever I tie off. Alright, now with my black thread, I'm just going to take it and I'm going to wrap it normally as I would if I had a bobbin. And this is going to counter rib the wraps that I did towards me and strengthen up that peacock. Two for good measure. Now I'm going to pluck myself a partridge feather. I'm going to pull all the fluffy stuff off just to get it out of the way. I'm going to pull these fibers down from the tip. So I'm just going to hold the tip here. Pull these fibers down from the tip. Go ahead and get that tied in. And cut that tip out. Then from there, I'm going to make sure that the curve of the feather is facing the back. So you have the front. This is what they would call the shiny side, and that's the dull side. So we want that shiny side to lead the way, so that curve of that feather is going backwards. And you can kind of pull those fibers with your material hand and keep it straight with your thread hand. And as I do this, I'm just kind of pinching, I'm just kind of pinching it with my, material hand here as my thread hand pulls this stem around. And then I'm going to catch that stem on my side, tie it down with a few good wraps. Then I'm going to start my whip finish. Now I'm going to make a few whip finishes here. I guess I could just build it up with thread, but they might as well be whip finishes to help strengthen up the fly. I'm going to kind of make a little bit of a collar. I'm just going to build it up ever so slightly. That's going to give you like a little forward hot spot. And since we saved that space beforehand, because we didn't pack it with lead or anything like that, that bead it's seated, it's not going anywhere, but we don't have an over bulky, where my thread mate could be coming over the front and all that fun stuff, messing up your fly. We save that space. And a little shot of head cement right over that knot. We are good to go. And there is your red ass, a little bead head red ass. You can tie them without a bead as well. They work just fine. They just sit higher up in the water column. I do have a section in my box that is without a bead, just for those fish that are right underneath the surface of the water, feeding up in that surface film area. That bead will take it down a little too far if those fish are up there. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you tie some up. Let me know how you do. Have a good day.